Hey everybody! Thought we'd try something a little different today. Thought today we would take some time to answer some of the common questions that we get either through our social media platforms or in person while we're investigating. So, here we go. Well, for me, that's an easy one. It's the handheld camera rig. If you're familiar with our videos, I have this thing in my hands all the time. And the main reason for that is because it's just so versatile. This can be used as a video camera, whether we're in a room. It can also be used to take full spectrum digital camera bursts because you can just, this battery powered light right here makes it really easy for us to carry it around, put it into rooms and areas where we don't have stationary cameras. And it's basically just a mobile paranormal investigating camera, both for video camera and for digital full spectrum photos. So it is by far and away my favorite piece of equipment. For Emily, it's the Phasma. We absolutely love that live action EVP that we can get using this piece of equipment and the real time reactions. I did a video on the Phasma and some of the great evidence we received while using it, so that one is Emily's favorite. So for me, it's this. For Emily, it's the Phasma. Only skeptics aren't afraid of the paranormal. But when you get scared, it's not as much of like a jump scare kind of thing. It is your whole body tenses up. You feel the energy in the room change, and that's when you get what you might call scared. We've had a few frightening or scary things happen during an investigation, but most of the time, it's that energy changing, that tensing up, and that feeling that something either doesn't want you there or that something's being territorial about you being there. I think the most scary event we had happened, which caused us to be frightened, was at the Worcester Inn when Emily was alone and she heard the scratch on the wall. We'll show you that clip again right now. Now, I think the main reason that this scared her was that she was alone. When we're alone, things tend to happen more like this with events, but if somebody had been with her, it might not have been nearly as startling. The most startled I've ever been by something that happened during an investigation actually happened at our last investigation at Grapevine Farms, but we'll talk about that one when the time comes. I think every investigator everywhere has their bucket list of places they would like to investigate. For me, I was born in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, just a couple of miles down the road from one of the most notoriously haunted buildings in the eastern United States, Hillview Manor. My great grandmother actually lived in Hillview Manor when it was a nursing home, and when I was younger, I had a bit of an experience there. I was visiting her, I think it was her birthday, and we heard a piano playing in the room, and nobody was playing the piano. I later came to learn that this is actually something that's a common occurrence there. It's one of the most common paranormal things that happen, so I'd love to go back there and try to take another shot at that and really investigate it and really look into it. Now that I know what I'm doing. I was just a kid then. Emily's always talking about the Winchester Mystery House out west. She loves it. She loves the just the whole thing about that house with the hundreds and hundreds of rooms and all the paranormal activity that's been reported there over the years. So if we ever get out west, we'll have to check that one out. I'd have to say that's pretty much our bucket list of places we haven't investigated right now, but would really love to. And who knows, one day maybe we'll get to check them out. Typically, it takes about 20 to 30 hours to review all of the footage from an investigation. Now, this can vary based on the size of the location, the amount of access we're given, the number of cameras we have to use, and the number of people we have investigating with us. Traditionally, Emily and I have divided this up where she handles all the audio and I handle all the video evidence. We are trying to break in some of our newer investigators into reviewing evidence so it doesn't take nearly as much time. It can be really, really tedious, but it's all worth it when you capture something amazing. This may sound cheesy, but it's actually the first piece of evidence we ever captured. This whole thing began as an anniversary present from my wife because I'd always wanted to know if I could do a night in a haunted house, if I could do a night in a haunted place. I'd watched the shows for years, I'd read all the books, and you never know. You never know if you're going to run to it or away from it when something happens around you that's paranormal in the dark and you're all by yourself. So my wife bought us an anniversary present to spend a night at Rolling Hills Asylum in upstate New York, and we had no equipment then. We had two digital recorders. We had a regular camera. We didn't have any of the full spectrum stuff that we do now. We were woefully unequipped to go there. But we brought our digital recorders, and this EVP is the first EVP we ever caught. I was sitting in a room. I was discussing the beautiful view outside the window, and this EVP, which we've never actually played on this channel before, we'll play it now. This is the first ever EVP we ever caught. The reason why that one is my favorite is that it is where all of this began. That EVP kicked off everything that we've done since and everything we will do in the future, and it has fueled what will be a lifelong passion for the paranormal. So it was the best present I ever received in many ways, both the gift from my wife to go there and the gift of this EVP, which launched everything. No, actually, be nice. But no, we do have regular jobs, and we're very lucky that we actually have the kind of jobs that allow us to be able to do this. Because being a paranormal investigator is not cheap. It is a very expensive hobby. This equipment costs a lot of money. Sometimes the locations can cost a lot of money. So we're blessed to be able to do this, but also have the kind of jobs that allow us the time and the resources to do what we love to do. You don't need to spend a ton of money to get into it, but the way we do it with the cameras and all of the equipment, it's a scientific approach that we take. It's quite a large investment, and it's also you don't make money doing it. We don't charge for consultations, investigations. So the way that we do it, we're not going to be making any money doing it. So we absolutely need that full time job to supplement all of the things that we do. There you go. We just thought we'd take some time to answer some of the more common questions we get on our social media platforms or also in person. If you have another question that you'd like us to answer, leave it in the comments below. We'll be happy to do so either directly or in our next video. Stay tuned for some announcements. We're going to have some things coming up in January and February that we're going to be taking part in that are really exciting, revealing evidence from our last investigation at Grapevine Farms, and also doing something at the Worcester Inn in February with an event with some really good friends of ours. So stay tuned for those. We'll be announcing some details on those soon. And take care, everybody.
As always, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow our day-to-day adventures by liking our Facebook page. For any more information about us, or to contact us directly, please visit our website, www.orangecountynYparanormal.com.